bro, people don't trust government, innit? Like, and there's good reason not to. So I think I would prefer them not to get their hands on it.
Racists are ruining the world.
That's something that you always got to think about. It's like, okay, we can penny pinch, but we can also think about, okay, how can I find ways to increase my income? What extra could I be doing?
Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Mind Your Business podcast. Myself, Michael.
Javen in the building.
And look, we've got a good episode. We've been getting good feedback from people regarding, the topics. And one of the main aims when we started this is, we want to have a laugh. We want to, it's going to be entertaining, but we also want to talk on important topics and have educated, grown conversations, right? So today we've got some good topics around AI, economics, where the world's at in that sense, fuel prices, all sorts of stuff, right? So before we do that, tradition on the podcast, what's on your mind, bro?
Trying to remember what I said when we fucked up the recording.
This is take
the last
two.
one.
This is take two, by the way, guys.
I'm gonna have to give. I can't remember what I said.
Fresh, man. What's fresh now?
Business, bro. Actually, business. Fucking hell, business, bro. Just like dialing in on like what's working, what's the best route to go down. Obviously, the podcast studio as well. Try not to let it distract too much from what we're supposed to be focusing on. Like, it's a bit of a mixture of balancing everything in it. Kind of making sure you have the ability. I think as people we have the ability to do multiple things, but it's making sure you're not getting pulled apart trying to do too many things at once in it. So it's like, okay, I'm dialing on one or two things, and that's just it. Like, let's just do those one or two things all the time. So yeah, man, business, bro. How about yourself?
Yeah, for me, same business, and then making sure to just refine my schedule, my regime. I feel like schedule is one thing that always changes, especially when you're someone who travels. Do you know what I mean? Because you might feel like you got your schedule dialed down, and then you travel, you go away for 2 weeks, you come back, and it's like almost starting from scratch
again.
Yeah, but just including, a high level of work that needs to be done and putting in the work, but also like enjoyable stuff as well. I'm trying to get back into my swimming and stuff like that.
I thought you was gonna do the ultra marathon,
triathlon. Yeah, man, I was gonna do the triathlon, and then you know what? Be very real with you. Yeah, I had a sort of like a just realization that for me, I think at this moment in time, and it might be an excuse, but business is my extreme sport of choice. Do you know what I mean? That's why same way like I'm not really focusing on no fights. Like I want to have another fight, kickboxing, all of that stuff. And I just said, you know what, like this is extreme as it is. And I think when I want to do things, I want to do it to the best of my ability, like and go hard. Do you know what I mean? Like leave no room for any other outcome than a win. So yeah, that's why I kind of took a step back, because I was starting from scratch. Like I never even knew how to swim. Got lessons, started getting better at swimming. But to go into open water, it's like, listen, I need to build up to that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And it's time consuming, man.
Exact. That's the main.
That's
thing.
what people don't recognize. It's very time consuming to commit to any.
We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah, it's time consuming. I don't think the training is a training. Anyone can train. Yeah, it's the time that is the hard part for me.
Some people spend like 2 hours in the gym every day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I hear it, but it takes a big.
Yeah. You know what's mad? Yeah, I was chatting to Tariq, and I was like, we was talking about the whole like how everyone loves Hyrox, and I was saying to him like, right, once I finish my fight, I'm not even gonna. I've been training all my life, innit? It's just like, it's not that I don't have the desire to train, but I don't care anymore. And he was saying that like, he was like, we're almost living in reverse, because we've been in football academies from like 8 or 9 years old. So like, a lot of these guys that are doing Hyrox, this is the only way that they can be considered to be athletic. Whereas we've been athletic our whole life. So we don't see that as like, oh, that's athletic. Like to me, I don't see it as athletic to run, and I just like, bro, this is normal. So he was saying that the reality is like, these people have never been athletic in their life. That's why they love it so much, isn't it? He's kind of taking the piss out of them. But it's like, yeah, bro, when you've done it for 20, 30 years, it's like, I'm tired now, bro. Let me see what normal life is like for other people who don't go gym every day, don't train to be athletic. Like, I want to feel what that looks like. So
I don't think you want to feel it, but I think it's the after fight, like,
nah, bro. I've been feeling like this. I've been feeling like this.
Don't get like, for me, I'm no longer like, and I never thought I'll get to that point, but I find weight training so boring. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't think I'd get to that point, but I just find it so boring. So, but I just do it because I know I have to, muscle, once you've been a trainer, you've been into fitness, you know too much to
To not do it.
to go back, because
That's true as well.
muscle is a big part of health, right?
That's true.
But I mean, let's get into it, man.
Yeah,
let's
man.
get
Let's
into
stay on track.
some important topics, man. The first thing, I'm going to start the whole AI discussion with some financial ministers, right? For example, senior international financial officers. I read it straight out of the article, including finance ministers and central bankers, have raised serious concerns about Anthropic's newly released Claude Mythos model, right? Which is still in preview, so it's not actually fully released, yeah? But they're saying the model is capable of identifying vulnerabilities in every major operating system and web browser, and experts fear it could give cyber criminals unprecedented ability to detect and exploit cybersecurity weaknesses in core IT systems. Long story short, they're scared that this new AI that Claude model that Claude have released is so powerful that it could come and attack banks and creates really causes of concern. So they're saying that they would like for the software, the model, the AI to be given over to them first, right? To allow the banks and all these finance organizations to be able to test it before it's released to the public. What's your thoughts?
My only thing is if there's government involvement or not in it.
Yeah.
That's like the only caveat to some of these things. If there's government involvement, I think it's best that they don't get it. Let Claude, they're a private company, let them stay private. They can do their own thing. And then when it's released, then the financial institutions need to test it, and then they can improve their security once they've had access to it, because it's going to be released to the public from my understanding, right?
Yeah.
That's what I think, because I think that bro, people don't trust government in it, and there's good reason not to. So I think I would prefer them not to get their hands on it. I would prefer if they ain't got their hands on it. Everyone has freedom to do as they please. And then when it's released, that's how they can work out if it's any good or if the security risk with it, basically.
I get that we don't trust government, right? And there's good reason, but we should be actioning that distrust in other areas, right? When it comes to AI, it's like, don't get me wrong, there is ways that they could contaminate the AI essentially, right? Like maybe if they're making it okay, there was a lot of concern when these LLMs, these AI models like ChatGPT, whatever came out, that they were made by one demographic, mainly like white people. So, for example, it wasn't recognizing other people, and when you're asking it questions, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not taking into consideration your race and who you are. So it could always contaminate like that. But I think it's right now with the whole AI thing, I think it's more important that we put safety measures in place. Do you know what I mean? Because, it's interesting that it's the banks that are worried about it, because as I give the example before, like imagine everyone wakes up, looks at their phone, and for 90% of people, everything's gone from the bank account. Do you know what I mean? So I do think there needs to be guardrails. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily, okay, give us the, even if you're not going to give them access to it first, show us how you're making sure that what you're putting out there is restricted in some degree, because restriction is important. Would I be right to say it, to some degree?
Yeah, but then people could, I guess Claude must be thinking when they're setting it up and whatever they're building, there's going to be some liability factors. So there's going to be some level of security involved in it, right? Or else they'll be liable to something. So it's going to be something. So then it's not their duty. It's not Claude's duty. It's not within their duty to hand it over to these companies for them to check it. That's not their job. They're not obliged to do it. So that's why I think okay, I'm thinking from Claude's perspective. If I was running Claude, I'd be like, well, it's not my duty to do that. Unless this is a public thing, and also I would be thinking I don't want it in the hands of the government. That's what I'd be thinking.
But listen, the government, I get it, there's distrust, but they're already in power. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So it's almost like the devil versus whatever, right?
Versus what though?
Versus, that's what I'm saying, the unknown. Because
I'd rather the unknown.
But I don't think
I'd rather the unknown.
I don't think you would.
I'd rather the unknown.
Because that gives power to anyone in their room, their thing, their so on and so forth, and even to the government, because, for example, like, you know, someone could be in power as a political person in power. They still got access just like any member of the public's got access. Now it's just not visual. It's not well known. Do you understand? So let's say there is a corrupt person in power with money, with whatever, that wants to crash a certain industry or wants to whatever. They can do that. They can do that because just like that, the public, the whole problem is that, you know, from what I'm seeing and I'm gauging, right, I might be wrong and, you know, bring someone in probably to give us the real scope on it, is that Claude, all these people, they're making these new models, right? Where they're basically making AI infrastructure that's so powerful, and they're saying, go, take it and use it. So now people can build whatever they want and use their thing. So you can build something that can be hacking, that can be doing whatever, bro.
Yeah.
And using their thing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
No, but there's certain things you can't even do. There is
like what? What are you talking about? Through Claude Code?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not saying through Claude Code, because when, like, for example, a Lovable doesn't create the AI. Lovable's using, you know, Claude. It's using
some type of
these LLMs. So, you know, coders can use these different LLMs and all the training that's been done, because they're like given as like an open source thing, like take it and use it. That's what I'm saying.
No, bro, you lost me. I don't understand what you're saying.
You don't get what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying that basically it's an open source. So you're talking about Claude in a way of like using it for Claude Code, which is using it through their app, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their own app, their own software, yeah? But what I'm saying, unless I've got it wrong, but this is how I know it to be, yeah? Let's say you're a coder. You can code something completely different, but just use and tap into Claude's mythos or model, whatever model that they've put out there, without going through Claude Code.
So you mean like without directly using the Claude app?
Exactly.
So you got access to their API?
Exactly, like exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's how they're giving out in the open source. That's why Lovable gets to do what they do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the problems is anyone can build anything, bro.
Yeah.
And it's a problem, no?
But then it's down to the bank to do the testing to make sure that they're safe.
And they are. Like, for example, it says the US Treasury has flagged the issue of major banks, and it's urged them to begin testing systems immediately, which is why there's big cybersecurity firms and sections within companies and banks, and that's what they're for. So they are doing it. But the thing is that they need to work with you know what I mean? I get the whole, don't get me wrong, Trump asking to use it for the war or whatever. That's where you're going mad.
And
right?
that too. And I didn't even think of that, because
that's where
they're going to misuse it as well. That's why I wouldn't give it to them. Because, okay, you're saying financial institution, there's going to be some sort of type of government linked to that. And then it's going to be misused. I didn't even think about that, but now you said it. It's going to be misused 100%.
Trump said to them, to Anthropic, he said, look, we got beef right now, right? We need to use it.
Yeah.
We need to use your thing.
We need to use your model.
And they're like, no.
So we can mash up the place.
And then OpenAI said, no, we'll help you. Don't worry. Forget about them lot.
Yeah.
And so on, man.
But even with that though, sticking with Claude, so obviously a big thing right now is all the creators on Instagram and TikTok doing their Claude videos, and I'm saying people create so many things and the videos are going viral. Like, I've had my own video go viral.
Okay.
Just with I made like an AI software type of AI kind of like an AI audio software, basically. For example, the audio from this podcast, I could upload it and it'll clean up the whole audio. You know, all these different things, yeah. And yeah, a lot of creators are making these mad videos with Claude Code. It's right now, I think it's the most popular it's ever been. Like, everyone's talking about Claude Code on social media, on the social media side of things. Yeah, I'm seeing people posting videos. Danny's posting videos.
Yes,
I've seen Danny comment under people's videos that I've been seeing. So it's like everyone's kind of on it.
Big thing right now.
Have you been messing about with the Claude Code thing yet, or not really?
Nah, man, I'm not on the. I'm not really on the hype as much. Because I think that, like, I don't know, man, my brain was working fast when the whole Claude and they was talking about all these things anyway, even with Lovable.
Right.
So I'm looking at Lovable like, right, even though, okay, at the time, the once upon a time, it was just looking like apps and websites. I could already see at that time, people was building, I spoke to a guy who said, yeah, they rebuilt Go High Level, their own version.
With Lovable.
With Lovable.
Okay.
Because there was like, rather than, you know, there's certain things that it doesn't work well for them. I'll just build it. You know what I mean? So I'm always just keeping my eye out on what's the most important things to put time and energy into building. I was listening to like a Jeremy Haynes interview, and he was talking about with one of our guys, Cameron, and he was talking about, yeah, like it's still not a, high enough revenue task for him to put his own energy into,
yeah.
but he's paying people to really actively build all these kind of agents and everything. And he said even with that, it's not saving or making him loads more money, but it's just worth doing it, having it in place. So I was saying it before on the take one that, one of the infrastructures I'm hoping to have built in the next week is an AI agent that essentially has access to all the company's database, like client stuff, onboarding for clients who understands all of that, sales call, any meetings that we go into, so that essentially you can go onto WhatsApp and talk to your company's AI agent and say, hey, what's going on today with the clients, or coming, what's going on? And then you can even tell it, hey, okay, cool. You're saying that this client is that, can you go make them this and do that and then send it there? That's where I think everything's going. I'm just trying to build that as soon as possible because I know that's just going to give a whole nother level of productivity.
But I guess even with something like that though, there's a lot of complexities around the guardrails of that. Like, how does it determine how much information it would give someone that's asking it questions? Who would have access to ask it questions?
I mean, anyone who's within that thing. So if you're doing a WhatsApp, it's just a one person thing.
Yeah.
But then if you're doing it through, like, let's say you set up on Slack, which is what I'm hoping to do, then it's anyone who's in that channel, I'm guessing. But that's the mechanics that we've got to really look through for. But I don't know, you're going to choose what to give it access to. And all of these things are very simple. Like, they're not overly protective anyway. They don't really control much. It's not like when everyone was doing the whole Clawbot thing and then giving it access to their whole computer to just run rampant. Like, I don't even think that's needed. I just think, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of excitement and there's a lot of bandwagon jumping on certain aspects of Claude and AI, and it's just like, I'm just trying to remember the North Star. The North Star is more productivity, improve what we're already doing, and do you know what I mean? Not just whatever. So yeah, man. What about so you think it's a good thing? This whole vibe coding.
I think it is good because it's letting people recognize and realize like how much they can do. The possibilities are endless, and I think that's where the power is. Like, okay, people can do so much more now, way more than they could before, and I think that's really where the magic is when it comes to Claude Code. And another thing is, regardless here, you're still going to get so many people that just hate AI in it. I think you're just never going to get away from it. You've got like there's an older demographic that they just ain't trying to hear it. Like, they just ain't trying to hear it, right? It don't matter what you do, they ain't trying to hear it. You got people that talk about like the ethical thing, like, oh, it's burning up all the water or some shit. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
But when people leave comments like that, I'm like, bro, one day we're all gonna die, bro. I'm not gonna keep it real, bro. I don't care. Like, I don't care. No, I don't care. You can say it's unethical, bro. I don't care, bro. And the thing is, it's selective outrage, innit? You got an iPhone. Do you know where the minerals and the metals come to make this iPhone? The same iPhone that you're using to message and leave comments, bro. We can. There's different levels for different devils in it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, the whole ethical element of it, because I think the only argument for that, because I care, like, don't get me wrong, I'm always going to care about it, but I think that you're at a place where half of what's going on right now is not ethical.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Bro, like,
half is even understating it. It's definitely probably more like 75 to 80% of what goes on is unethical. Because don't get me wrong, when I started really hearing about the numbers that people were spending to get data centers, AI data centers live.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about hundreds of millions, billions, Facebook's owner and Meta essentially racing to spend as much money on AI, on these data centers as possible. And yeah, they do run on like a lot of these data centers are the size of like university campuses. Some of them are the size of like small towns. Like, they're massive in it, and they're all just computers. So yeah, it's a lot of energy and whatever. But I think what drove that was it became more of a race. Like, to be honest, an arms race. That's what really drove that craze. They're not doing it for no reason. It was literally an arms race and also like a power race as well. But he's where he is, man. And speaking of funds and money into AI, so the UK government officially just launched that it's a 500 million sovereign AI unit. So essentially like a fund to just invest in businesses in the UK and infrastructure in the UK around AI. They said they already actually AI startups raised about 6 billion in venture capital last year. And the technology secretary, Liz Kendall, I didn't even know her before today, but she is pushing urging the public to embrace AI as they start making their first investments.
Okay, I believe she was the one that also has put together the curriculum change.
Okay.
2027. Yeah, Liz Kendall. Yeah,
we spoke on that.
I mean, like with everything, the government's about 2 years too late, innit?
Yeah.
The reality is, it's too late. And I was making some content as I was driving here because that's kind of how I make content now when I'm driving. So, and I was saying that, like, obviously we spoke at a school before Christmas.
Yeah.
And I just think, even just having that conversation with the kids, just kind of highlighted to me that, like, there's still a generation that still don't know about AI, and they should know more than we do, considering like it's going to take over the world.
Yeah.
Even whether you like it or not, I still think it's an understanding and a skill that you should have now in this world. Because the reality is that the employers, they're going to be looking for people that are AI ready, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
it's funny that you said that. Like, I think now that actually gives me a good positive feeling around the vibe coding buzz on social media, because like when we started really looking into it, I'm actually confused that why aren't kids more into this AI? I've been like that for the last 2 years. Like when AI came out, I remember, I talked to my sisters like, why don't you use it for this? Why don't you use it for that? And I just, I've been confused around it, right? And I think I see it now more so in the kids because obviously I do mentoring, that they know more of it, they think of it more. And I think, as you said, that it makes sense that now that social media is getting on the wave and it's making it feel and cool, I think it's going to make these kids know a bit more about it and want to know more and want to use it more. So I think that's a good positive from that, to be fair.
This money and investment, I bet if we searched it, I bet China had already invested in AI 3 or 4 years ago. I bet America's already done it. So the UK is late in their investment.
America was going hard the last few years.
At least they've done it, but it's late, innit? That's the thing.
Yeah. America were doing it more on, to be honest with you, the top companies in the world are in America already.
Yeah.
So they were just investing heavy, which just has a trickle down effect on America. And I think they're just a lot, future thinking, to be honest with you. And then China, don't even play with them. I think what happened. Now I remember I read an article that when OpenClaw came out or something, they were investing in like almost stores where they would tell people to come and use it. Maybe it was their version or something like that, but they was teaching people like, come in, we'll install it for you and teach you. Yeah. But China's on another level, man. I was watching like a video yesterday where they were showing like we only see like BYD, JQ, these type of electric cars, but apparently they got like over 25 plus electric car companies over there that they don't sell, and a lot of them they don't actually sell over here. It's exclusive over there, and they're booming businesses, and their cars are like 10 times better than what like the highest luxury car over here, and they're selling it probably like half or a third of the price. So yeah, China and UK is definitely behind in a lot of things, bro. And the only thing that I want to really mention as well on this AI fund and investment is that it's not going to really as much of the right places. Like, it is in the fact that what they're going to do is like, cool, AI first businesses, right, who are trying to build infrastructure. For example, the government are using it for the tax and stuff like that, right? So at a high level, but there needs to be more done for the small business person and for the kids. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And even just employees and upskilling and stuff like that. So maybe that's up for me, people like me and you and companies like us to put more things on and then take that funding. But there needs to be more done for people other than just the big shots at the top. Like Oracle, for example, which we spoke about last week, who are going to just build infrastructure so they don't need people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, this country don't really care about small businesses.
Yeah,
So,
we've seen that.
this country don't care about small businesses, so it's difficult.
Seen.
The reality is that they're never going to get the funding or the support or even like policies that support small businesses. A lot of small businesses are getting squeezed.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they will ever do that. The children, yes, they're doing it, but obviously it's about 3 or 4 years too late.
Yeah. And what they really said or they're putting in place is just, we're gonna do
put it in the curriculum. Yeah. And it's too late. It's not too late, but it's too late.
It's 2 years. It's probably gonna get delayed because they delay everything.
Yeah.
And that means that no one probably in school right now is even gonna get to see that.
I don't think they don't care about small businesses enough. The policies are not catered towards small businesses. So these policies, I don't know. Like, if they cared about small businesses, they would have done more, innit?
Yeah.
And then
so that,
this AI stuff and the funding, again, even the section that they're going to allocate towards the curriculum and stuff, it's 2 years too late as well. That's another issue. So yeah, man, I hate to be all doom and gloom on this one, but it is what it is.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to definitely look more into this fund, see where it's going. It's similar to like Sadiq Khan saying that, 20 mil is going to get allocated into like youth club. Okay. Who and where? Like, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of social enterprises and people and charities, big up Social Arc, I work with them a lot, who are like proper boots on the ground doing things for youth or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, for example, us, like we're going into schools on our own back. We didn't get paid. We said, look, we just want to go in and talk to some kids about AI. So it'll be important. It'll be good to know where that funding is going and just see like, yeah, man, make sure that it is circulating to different levels of society, not just, the big businesses and so on.
Yeah, because the big businesses are making money from it. Like OpenAI just revealed that, they've been running ads on OpenAI for the last 6 weeks and they've made 100 million in revenue from that. Where basically, as we know, AI search is basically as comparable to Google search now, where people go to the platforms
100%.
like ChatGPT or Claude to actually ask questions.
Yeah.
So now companies have the opportunity to basically have an advert pop up on the search, like the results from the search now. So it's intent-based search ads, but within ChatGPT.
Wow.
So obviously they trialed that in the US. It's in the US right now. It's projected to do like 2.5 billion by the end of this year.
Yeah.
And they're saying over 100 billion by the end of 2030. They're making the big bucks off the AI thing. So why can't we get a slice of the pie, bro? That's
100%. No, it's interesting. It'd be good to try that out, to be honest with you, because I know a lot of people. It's funny, like they're gonna make a lot of money just from being first.
Yeah.
Because like we were talking about today, that like OpenAI is falling off. ChatGPT for most people, what they as, it's falling off. It's not as good. We use Claude. But a lot of people are just getting their head around ChatGPT. They're not gonna move on to
so they're not even moving to Claude yet.
Exactly.
Even though Claude is massive right now.
Yeah, way better.
It's growing at a rapid rate. They're not even moving to ChatGPT yet, which is interesting.
100%, man, 100%. But they're saying that it's for homegrown founders as well, stuff like that, create jobs. But we'll see, man. We'll see. They need to get to the basics, like teaching people how to use AI on a basic level. Like, you know what I'm trying to say to you? Which we ain't even seen happen.
Yeah. But speaking of the government, man, not to make it too political, but guy Tommy Robertson's got a rally coming in a month's time, which is kind of funny. It's going to tie into a few different points here, but
yeah,
he's got a rally coming, right? And his last rally, I didn't even know this. This is what I searched up before this episode. His last rally had 150,000 people.
I did hear about that.
So kind of scary that he can pull that many people considering his kind of rhetoric. But yeah, he's got a rally coming, which is kind of in line with a recent poll that was done. All the polls are saying that basically Reform UK are more than likely to win the most seats in the next local election, basically. So these are all the local elections coming up. So yeah, we got Tommy Robertson about to do a madness on the streets. And then we got Reform UK polling ahead of Labour, Conservative, and the Greens as well. And it's interesting because in all of these polls, right, and these research polls, Labour are at the bottom. And it's basically because the Green Party are taking like all the left votes, and then Reform are taking all the right votes from Labour, because they don't really. I kind of view it like they don't really stand on anything. They don't really have like a belief, whether it's right wing or left wing or whatever. They don't really have like something that we identify, especially since Keir Starmer's been in power. So, yeah, man, what do you think about reform and the rally? The rally.
Racists are ruining the world. I know it's true. It's very true, man. I think racist people are ruining the world. It's like we were talking about the whole Brexit thing. Do you know what I mean? Like Brexit has just caused nothing, but it's caused a lot of issues. What was you saying about the stats?
Yeah, so by 2025, Brexit reduced UK GDP by 6 to 8%. Investment was reduced by 12 to 18%. Employment fell by 3%, and productivity dropped by 3%. And another economic study found that Brexit has it's costing the UK 100 to 200 billion pounds per year, which is roughly around how much gets funded towards the NHS. So basically, you could have a whole new NHS with the amount of money we've lost because of Brexit.
So what am I saying? And like you were saying earlier, that like that whole Brexit was pushed forward by the rhetoric of, oh, they're taking our jobs and we need to keep Britain again, and just, homegrown and British. So what have you done with that element? Do you know what I mean? Other than just taking away or making harder obviously trade exports, but also traveling through Europe, which is probably the best chance that a lot of people actually get to travel, because a lot of people can't go super far, taking off time off work, taking kids off work, prices when kids are off and so on and so forth. So, I was saying that the other day I was going through, Italy, I was in the airport, and it was a madness because we weren't classed as EU citizens anymore. So we weren't allowed to go through certain smart gates and everything. But, sticking to the Tommy Robinson thing, man, like I said, I think racists are ruining the world. I think that, there's a lot of people who they're really pretending, and they're pulling the card of, we're not racist, we're just patriots. Yeah. People are getting hurt. There's a lot of racist attacks that happen when these people rally up and do their thing, because you're pushing a hate agenda, whether you like it or not, because you're saying these people are the problem. Do you understand? If you're trying to burn hotels and places when people are in them, that's a hate crime. Do you understand? But the government aren't taking it as seriously as they should be, because they don't want to piss off a big majority of people. And I think with Britain, it's like, you got the majority of people who are British white people, right? It just is what it is. That's what it is. And I think, like, I won't even say maybe half, but I don't know the percentage, but a percentage of those people are, they let's split into three pieces of a pie. A third of them realize that the Tommy Robinson, all of that stuff is hateful and it's dangerous, right? For society and for people. Another third of them are like, I don't hate those type of other people and I'm not racist, but I do think that maybe I should be a patriot, or maybe I'm listening to the ideas of Tommy Robinson and maybe I should support this because everyone else is doing it and my neighbour's doing it and he's putting up an English flag and whatever. And then you got the pure racists. You understand what I'm saying? But what that does is it just causes issues. Do you know what I mean? Causes problems, man.
Yeah, I think that, it's interesting that reform are so popular off the back of the same talking points and rhetoric that kind of caused Brexit. So if we're talking about, like you said, they're taking our jobs, immigrants are this and da-da-da-da-da. And it's the same talking points, the same rhetoric that caused Brexit, which as we know right now, 6 years on, has been an absolute shit show.
Yeah, and it's harmed the economy.
And it's harmed the economy.
Not just that it didn't change anything, it harmed.
It made it worse. Yeah. So there's been no benefit for us as a society. There's actually less money in our pockets.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day basis in terms of everyday living because of that.
Yeah.
And the same talking points and the same rhetoric are fueling reform, which people are still falling for. Yeah. And you know why? It's an easy thing to people to fall for, bro. Yeah. It stirs up that emotion in you. Let's blame these people. And it's easy to blame others rather than looking inward.
Yeah.
Which is what certain groups like to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I think what's weird though? There is a benefit to this. Yeah. And I thought about this. It's like, the only benefit to this is for a long time, politically, it's always been a 2-horse race, Labour or Conservative. And I think now, there's always been obviously the other political parties, but they've never, I think now is the most, especially with like the openness of social media and stuff. I think now is probably the best time to be another political party that is not Labour or Conservative. So what it does mean is that more people have opened their eyes up to have potentially more choice. Whether the choice is good or bad is a different argument, but it's not just a 2-horse race anymore.
Was the choice just an illusion? Because it's still like, do you know what I mean? It's still, now it's just reform or whatever, which is just another form of the same thing, right? So,
well, me, I think all of them are bad in their own ways, innit? They're all nonsense. I'm not really a big believer in any of these political parties, but at least, okay, yeah, even if they've got the illusion of choice, they have the illusion of choice, because now you've got the Greens if you're more left leaning, you've got Reform if you're more right leaning. Labour to me is more like a centrist kind of party, and a Conservative is probably centrist right type of party. So you've got more choice in it. Whether the choice are good or not, I mean, it's government. It's never going to be good.
Yeah, man. I don't even, it's one of the topics I lean into the least, if I'm being 100%. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, I would say like rally up against, what's the guy, Nigel Farage, and say, don't vote for him. But the problem is a lot of people are, because you got people like, for example, Lynn May, who some people may know, who are kind of saying openly on TV and stuff, as a partly black person, that she's leaning towards voting for Nigel Farage. And she's saying that because of tax and that element of business, which...
But I hear what Lynn May's saying. I would never do that. But I hear what she explains her arguments. There's a lot of flaws in what some of the stuff she said. I haven't listened to enough of her to formulate a good enough argument. But there was one clip that I saw where she did speak about, because of the tax.
Yeah.
And she spoke about how she thinks that they can help the economy. I want her to potentially just look at the rhetoric that they're coming out with, and then just go back to Brexit and look at, and then you will see that it's probably not going to be that way. But like I said, I haven't listened to her enough to give a full argument on that.
Because for me, to just really like put my stamp on this argument is that, if you're going by what's on the papers of what these people are saying they're gonna do, then you gotta be kind of dopey or something. Because how many of them do what they say they're gonna do?
They all change their mind. Like they all change their policy.
So I don't know, like half of what Labour said they're gonna do, they're backtracking on. So if you're going on that, then I think you need to really look at how does that make sense or not. And then you have to look at, for me, it's a person first decision making always. I treat my everyday life like that. And 100% if I was to pick a political leader, because America tried to go the same route where they're saying a lot of people, you know, knew and thought of Trump as he messed up last time he was in power. You know what I mean? He was mashing stuff up. He weren't doing no good. You know, there was raiding the government, the White House, stuff like that, right? A lot of the racists were tagging along with him. So they knew it was a problem. The reason they voted him back in is they said that, you know, Biden's this, he's not for the business owner. And they were really big on the fact, a lot of Americans were big on Trump, because they're like, he's going to make us rich people richer. He's going to make us business owners and things richer. And whether whether that, it's definitely, you know, not better. USA is not better as a country since he's taken over. But because of the nature of the person, you're getting into wars, right? You're sending your people. So if you're a US citizen who has family members in who are serving in the military, they're potentially going out at risking their lives, doing all of this for something they don't need to be doing. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? You've got this guy doing all sorts of stuff, saying all sorts of stuff on Twitter, posting AI pictures of him,
the image of him versus Jesus.
Like,
that is wild.
That's your president. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So I'm a person first. Yeah, like all tax, this, that, and the third. Like, they're all gonna say what they want to say and do X, Y, Z. Like, I think as business people, we just have to move smarter, because there's always gonna be tax workarounds, bro. Let's cut the crap in it. Because they need them. That's why
they need what?
They need the tax workaround.
Oh, they need
politicians need it for themselves because they use it themselves.
So
there's always going to be those workarounds. We have to work smart. We have to work, do what needs to be done. But you have to look at the person that you're putting in power, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that picture of him as Jesus was wild, bro.
How's your president putting that out?
Trump is a madman, you know. He actually got a picture of him as Jesus and posted that. But you know what? The thing is, people love him, bro.
Who?
Americans love him, bro. They love him.
Still to this day.
They love him, bro.
Not as much as
bro,
when he was coming in.
No. Bro, I'm telling you. And you know why
they love him?
You know why they love him even more? Because the other side, the Democrats, like they don't have anyone that the people do love. For example, the last election was him against Kamala Harrison. Sorry, is it Kamala Harrison? The
she stepped in for Joe Biden,
right? And people didn't like her. Bro, being liked is a big part of, especially since Trump's come in the first time. It's now a popularity contest, and
I think it was more of the business economic side
that plays a part.
Yeah,
but you got to remember, America is, apart from the big cities, you got to remember there's a lot of land in America. There's a lot of rural places, and a lot of people live in those places. They don't have business. They don't give a shit about business. They're just normal. Some of them are very
these
poor.
Are the racists though.
Yeah, but they're very poor people, bro. And you got to remember, like, a lot of those people, they go out and vote, bro. Like, they actually vote. You know what I mean? So he's tapped in with those people. There are a lot of those people, and you got to remember, again, country's majority white. Like, they love him. So you have to bear that in mind, that it's not just the business plays a part, because they think, oh, he's a business owner. But you got to remember, there's only so many business owners, bro. There's more normal people than business owners. So you have to remember that. So those rural pockets that he dominates, they basically make up majority of the voting, and he has won them over because they like him. And a big part of, especially in America, here as well, but over there, is that likability factor, and he has got them, bro. He's got them. Even now, he's still got them. Somehow,
it's just the racist rhetoric.
Yeah,
Again, that's all it is.
But that's what makes them like, bro. That's why people like Farage, bro.
ICE get people out.
That's why people like Farage. That's why he can. When you see his tweet about saying he's going to exterminate all Iranians or something like that, he's going to it's going to be a genocide or something. That's the president, bro, talking about.
Oh yeah, no,
causing a genocide.
Farage, yeah,
right.
Yeah, he said.
He's just going to erase all of them. Or something like that.
Yeah. He said a lot of that. Listen, the state of the world is in a crazy place, and that brings me on to even fuel prices. It's been mad last month or so. Like, petrol stations seeing me a lot more.
It is crazy, bro. Yeah. I feel like I'm filling up my tank every day, bro.
I'm seeing numbers on the petrol board that I haven't seen in years.
Yeah, it's
crazy. So, yeah, man, the ongoing war is definitely causing an effect, because essentially you got the Strait of Hormuz, which is it's a piece of water around Iran, and it's where, that's surrounding a piece of land that essentially is where a lot of oil is refined in Iran. And actually, I think it kind of provides oil for a big chunk of the world. I think I think it's more than 50% of the world. So even with all the beef with US and Iran and Israel, of course, they were still obviously distributing because they had to. A lot of people rely on them. And Trump said, well, you think you can work with them but not us? Well, we're going to F up the whole party. It's like that person in school that's like, do you know what I mean? If you lot ain't gonna, I'm gonna smash the whiteboard. I'm gonna break that.
But didn't Iran block it first? I swear Iran they blocked it first.
There was a point, I believe they stopped right when it was early on. But I think, to be honest, I don't think it was ever fully blocked off. I think they were still distributing. Because you got to remember, they've got like ties heavy in, China, and these people, like they're selling to people who are on their side as well. But we can definitely check that out. But I know it wasn't blocked off, and for now it's been more so, obviously there's static between them and the USA, and USA saying, no, we're going to put our boats in, we're going to block it, and we're going to say, look, nothing passes through.
Right.
Because the US are really trying to strike a deal. They're really trying to force, do you know what I mean? A deal to be made. But essentially when they say a deal to be made is, give us power. Like, give us what we want.
I'm pretty sure, bro, Iran shut it first. And then
you can check it up, but
I'm pretty sure they did. And then America's basically acting like they did it. Or they're escalating it because Iran had already shut it first.
What, for the whole world?
I'm 99% sure Iran shut it first.
No. So they said they're gonna block it. What they what was it? What they did is they wanted, I forget the name of the little island place, right? But they wanted to land on there. America, they wanted to land. They want to take over it. That's what they want to do. Yeah. But obviously, this is like the hardest place for them to take over. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And land on the ground. If they take over, then they're essentially saying, look, we're taking over this oil refinery, this production. Like, this is our thing, right? And Iran are just, they're saying, look, let us in, right? And they're just like, no, it's like, it's going to be a bloodbath of you. I think they did already send some there. They had to retreat. But long story short, they were still dealing with the rest of the world. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? But now they're blocking it off. You know, US are blocking it off. Lufthansa Airlines has become the first major airline, which is it's a German carrier, to ground their planes and say they're shutting down like 27 aircrafts because of the rising price of jet fuel. And we know that airplane companies run on very thin margins anyway, from what we know. They pay a lot in tax, they pay a lot in insurance, obviously, they pay a lot in what's it called? The fuel again, right? So yeah, man, what's your thoughts on the whole oil stuff?
It's mad because it's like a double whammy, because I'm pretty sure that prices hiked when the Russia and Ukraine thing started as well, because Russia also supply oil. They're a big exporter of oil as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying before our first episode got ruined that I think now's a time where Africa can Africa can step in, bro, because it's oil in Africa, bro. It's prime time for Africa to become a superpower, man. And step into the reins of being able to deliver some oil to the world, man. And I think, unfortunately, due to hundreds of years of colonization and exploitation, Africa has been stunted as a continent. But maybe, just maybe, there's an opportunity that they could step in and also start supplying the world.
Yeah.
Obviously, Africa and the Caribbean is currently being exploited in different ways by China and some other forces. But there's an opportunity, man. Maybe, potentially.
Exploited? I don't know, man. The China exploited, but not
people
really.
view it in different ways.
Yeah, it's how you view it.
Yeah, people view it in different ways.
Because so yeah, like on the oil stuff, like we were saying that Dangote is like the richest man in Africa, a Nigerian guy who made his billions in other things. I think it was agriculture. I'm not sure what he made his billions in, but he started going into oil over the last few years, going heavy in, and then like, you know, magic timing, this all happened, and now they're like, you know what, we might need some of that oil. Do you know what I mean? And they're like rushing him, and he's now providing a lot of jet fuel, but he's also saying, look, like, you lot need to slow down. I wasn't ready for this kind of thing. It still needs to get refined and so on and so forth. So Nigeria, loads of countries in Africa, of course, they have like really precious resources, and they have the ability to be a big powerhouse in the world. Africa has the ability to just rise to the top. Do you know what I mean? Really and truly. But like you mentioned, exploitation is crazy, man. You got to look at books. Like there's one book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman.
Oh yeah,
you heard of that?
I've heard that book.
That book is mad because it just talks about, obviously, how these countries get exploited, and how they sort of send people in to infiltrate and make these mad deals, essentially, right? But it's mad, man. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Like I don't even know what to say on the topic. To be fair with you, petrol prices is mad. When is it going to change? Who knows? You know what I mean?
I think everyone's getting squeezed right now, man.
Yeah.
I think everyone's getting squeezed. Business owners are getting squeezed. The regular people are getting squeezed, and it's like you've got to do your very best to just cut through, stay afloat, and thrive as well. Don't let it kind of ruin you. Try your best to not let it ruin you, and just be smart. I think now is a time where financial literacy, knowing how to maneuver your money, spending money on necessities is important. No matter how much money you have as well, because you don't know what's around the corner as well. So I think, now's a good time for people to kind of make smarter decisions. And if they're feeling the pinch, you got to think, what can I do a bit better with my money? And also, another thing as well is like, how can you make more money?
Yeah, that's the number one thing.
How can you make more money, innit? Like that's something that you always got to think about. It's like, okay, we can penny pinch, but we can also think about, okay, how can I find ways to increase my income? What extra could I be doing?
Yeah.
You know, whether it is maybe, you know, you got to grind for a couple months, put some extra hours in different areas. but this is life, innit? We only live one of these lives. So yeah, man, it's a tough time, but I think
that's a strong point that you put up, that you mentioned, and I think that's a really big point. It's interesting because for a while, I was definitely taught this whole one thing mentality, right? Like you got to do one thing, and a lot of ultra successful people preach it to the wheels fall off. And I think it's become toxic to a degree. Do you get what I mean? Because we're in a world where, imagine your one thing and that you put your heart and soul into every single day is something that last year got wiped out by
right. Yeah.
You know, do you know what I mean? Website, you build websites and that's been your thing and so on and so forth. You go, yeah, cool. There's always going to be, like we said, there's people who flipping not good at AI or don't even want to look at AI that will need it. But at the same, there are things that are going to be pretty much wiped out. So diversification is definitely, I think, key. I think even within your current business, looking at different verticals of how you can do different things that bring in different incomes. If you're, I was watching a podcast the other day with an AI expert, I forget her name, but she was talking about the way the job creation or the job loss is going to be. Everyone's going to have to be a bit entrepreneurial because employers are going to want more out of their employees. We were talking about it today that I'm talking to one of our freelancers and saying to her, you've got to get used to using AI for everything because you're asking me questions that the AI you could just go, you know what I mean? You need to be able to solve problems better using AI. So it might be one person running a whole department or whole department of AI agents. So these AI agents are running rampant and you have to manage them. So I think upskilling, we had an episode last week, North and Photos, you guys were there. North was talking about Skillshare or something like that. One of these apps, Skillshare,
like a learning app.
Yeah. Learning app, stuff like that. Learn, upskill, and yeah, man, like, the world is abundant, but I think one thing which is also true, the world is ever changing. So you have to adapt, and that's the way. That's
changing a lot, bro. It's changing a lot. Even think about the last 5 years alone, bro. Since COVID till now, how much the world has changed.
Yeah,
it's changing a lot, bro. So it's like the adaptability as an adult, which some adults can get stuck in their ways. But that adaptability is so important, man. Like just being able to kind of move swift with the time. And I think that's why like someone like Danny, who's a bit older than us, he's like a good person to look at because he just adapts and he's older than us.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to get him on the hair soon. He did
and I always say that sometimes with older people, they just get stuck in their ways, bro. They don't want to do things differently.
Yeah.
But that adaptability to kind of keep up with what's happening is key, man.
It's
so
everything.
Yeah, man. Even if the times are hard, I think one of the biggest things you can do is just self-development, upskill, try and develop some new skills as well.
Yeah.
And invest in yourself as well, man.
100%, man. So what we talked about a lot of serious topics, man. Tell me about something. What's going on in the world that you've heard recently that's less serious, man?
I don't even know, bro. I'm just I've been out the loop. Yeah, bro.
Out the loop. Sometimes the best way.
The only thing only thing I think of is like boxing. That's the only other thing.
Okay, now let's talk boxing, man. We're both into our sports.
Yeah. So what was the fight over the weekend? It was Tyson Fury and
Magmadov. Yeah, that's it.
To be fair, I didn't even. I watched 6 rounds and I turned it off because I was watching it, and it was like Magmadov. He's very crude in the way that he fights. He was doing the same thing, and it was like he was just trying to throw that big right overhand.
Oh, I hate those type of matches.
And then Tyson Fury, after a while, he did get caught quite a few times, but he's more skillful. He was more skillful, so he outboxed him, clinched him. And then the only thing I would say is
them fights are just annoying.
It wasn't the most entertaining.
I turn on the last 2 rounds and I just see go hug.
Yeah,
go,
exactly. Hug.
It
wasn't the most entertaining.
Joke. Yeah. What do you think about the whole Joshua and Fury situation? And
so
it's gonna happen?
Everyone, I don't think it's not gonna happen next. Everyone was like, Joshua did the right thing in the way that he acted. Obviously, apparently it's because the fight isn't signed, so he's like, why am I going to get in the ring if the fight's not signed?
Yeah.
And I think everyone was surprised because Turkey Al-Sheikh is the one that was telling him to get in the ring. And he's the money man, innit? He's the big boss and he seems to run the show. I feel like Eddie Hearn and Joshua were like, nah, F you guys today. They didn't play ball, innit? So
Yeah.
I don't know though. I always think Anthony Joshua's a little bit weird sometimes. Like, I think he's good. Like, I like him as a character in the sport of boxing. But his personality to me has always been sometimes, I think, I want to see that roadman in him, bro. Sometimes I just see just too like, bro, man's calling you out screaming and shouting. I want to see you get a bit more amped up. I get he wants to be humble, bro.
Nah, I don't.
Nah,
I
bro.
think that is road.
It's to me, yeah, I just find it to be like, he's like yin and yang. Sometimes he talks shit. And it's like, yeah, bro, that's what I wanted. I like that side of AJ, innit?
Yeah.
When he's sitting there, it was just weird, bro. Like,
that's authentic, bro.
It's
that's
not, bro.
Authentic.
It didn't feel authentic at all.
No,
bro.
that's authentic. Because authentic isn't what looks right at the time for what people want. People, yeah, of course, it would have been a perfect WWE moment. Yeah, and I'm going on the June the 9th, I'm gonna get you like, brother. But that's not authentic. At the end of the day, them lot are pissed off at Turkey Al Sheikh and the whole Zuffa boxing. Because they're moving a bit shady. Like, you know, they did the whole Conor Ben thing. Dana White's been calling out Eddie Hearn. So they're on the thing, well, you know what? We made a lot of money together. We're not burning bridges or nothing like that. But we're not on this like run around when you say run anymore.
And I hear that.
Done.
I hear
you know
that.
What I mean? And that's that, man. Do you know what I mean?
But I just think AJ's just mad corny, bro. Man sitting there saying, I'm the land. Bro, shut up, bro. Like,
yeah, he said,
shut up, bro.
No,
like,
he said,
I'm your landlord. Bro, I don't.
Yeah,
that,
he said, I'm not.
Are you going to fight me or not?
I'm your boss. He said, I'm your. No, the problem is, yeah, in my opinion, is that when he said, yeah, I'm going to fight, the fights haven't happened.
Yes,
and
okay, I'll give you that.
And I think that and it looks to the public like, oh, because AJ's the bigger name and has been the bigger name, it's always looked like AJ's ducking. And them I've always tried to paint that narrative, Wilder and Fury specifically.
I agree with you on that.
So I think that's the problem. It's like, well, this is business. You lot are acting, you lot are great on camera and it looks like but behind the scenes, we don't know what you lot are, because a lot, you two probably have been scared to some degree. Not scared as in, oh, I'm going to lose, but just like, if I lose, what happens? I need to make sure I make enough money and blah, blah, blah.
I agree with you on that,
So my thing is like,
he's definitely fed up with all the amount of times the fight hasn't happened.
Exactly.
There was a time where they said it was signed. Fury literally did this selfie and was like, yeah, just spoke to my manager. It's been signed. Yeah. And the next day, Fury lost the arbitration against Wilder and they had to do the rematch.
Yeah.
Because they tried to go over having to do the rematch with Wilder, even though contractually they had to. And that was a time where it was signed. Like Eddie Hearn even admitted that it was signed. Well, but because of the court case with Wilder, they had to do the third fight with Wilder.
Yeah.
And so they've been played around too much, innit?
Yeah. Who out of the two of them more likely is more likely to say something that's not true?
Wilder.
No, I mean out of Fury and AJ.
Oh, Fury.
The guy that's retired twice.
Fury.
Do you get what I mean?
He's the fakest of them all, bro.
He's retired twice.
Yeah.
So and he's come. Why do you think he's come back? For the bread.
For the bread, yeah.
So at the end of the day, I like AJ, man. I think I like how he handled it, bro. I actually liked how he handled it, man. I think just like, I'm not coming into some corny thing, especially the way it was. It's like, I wouldn't have gone in as well, bro. Because I'm thinking, bro, Turkey Al Sheikh, Al Sheikh, whatever, yeah. It's like, it's all big up him. Like, he done a lot for boxing. I'm not going to sit there and pretend he hasn't. But, you know, man is man at the same time, innit? So you can't be selling your body all the time for the bread. Yeah. Fury, come here, come, and he'll hold your hand.
No, I hear you.
Come. Tell him. AJ, come as well. Brother, you're not my dad, innit? What we doing here? So that's why I think as well. It's
I do hear that. Do you get what I'm
saying?
No, I hear what you're
that's
saying.
How he tries to orchestrate it, man.
I hear what you're saying. What you're saying.
But
yeah, it'll be good. The fight is about 5 years too late. 10 to 5 years too late. But I will watch it. Am I, as a boxing fan, that excited about it? Not honestly.
Yeah.
Not really, because both of them are washed up. None of them can beat Usyk. None of them would even be able to touch Otama right now. So I'm not that excited.
You don't think any of them would be able to touch it?
I think Otama beats both of them right now, bro. Like right now, he's fresher than them. He's faster than both of them. Way faster than AJ. Definitely faster than Fury. More fleet of foot than Fury. I think he would outbox Fury right now. I think he would flatten AJ, bro. I think he would knock AJ out, bro. And I like AJ. But if Otama fought AJ right now, after what Daniel Dubois did to AJ, bro, That might go 6 rounds. It might go 6 rounds. Might. Bro, Atama would flatten him. The way that he flattened Dillian White, the way that he flattened...
No, not Dillian White. Dillian White and AJ aren't on the same
Who did he just flatten? Who did Atama just flatten recently? Who's the guy?
I forget his name.
Oh, Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Bro. And that's the guy that AJ went 12 rounds with. Bro, come on. I know boxing don't work like that. It's chess, not checkers, but... yeah, bro. Atama flattens both of them. I think he beats Fury in a 12-rounder because Fury don't get knocked out. AJ, I think he knocks AJ out in 6 rounds, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
So this fight is not exciting to me, but I'm gonna watch it because it's like when Kell Brook and Amir Khan fought. It's like it came 10 years too late, but we're gonna sit and watch it, innit? Like, the fans are gonna watch it. The UK fans are gonna love it. It's gonna be Wembley Stadium, 100,000 people. It'll be a big show. Everyone wants to get a ticket. We'll watch it, innit? But it's not a great. Let's not act like it's two heavyweights in their prime, innit?
They're not in their prime, but I think
they're close to retiring, bro. They're both close to retiring. One's 38, the other one's 37. It's their time's up, innit? But it's going to be a fun, insane fight. And that's what it is. No belts. It'll be fun.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, there's more skillful fights that people want to see.
Yeah, like Toma versus Usyk.
Yeah, that's never going to happen, though. Yeah.
I think it will. I think Usyk will get the bug, bro. I think he'll have the bug.
Usyk's done, bro. He's going to fight the kickboxer.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe he's either going to fight the winner of Wardley Dubois. If it's Wardley, I think he'll fight Wardley.
I think he said he's going to fight.
If it's Dubois, I don't think he'll fight Dubois again for the third time. What's the point?
True.
And then I think maybe he'll do one more, and I think he'll just call it a day, bro. But then
hopefully we'll get to see that, man. It's been another great episode. I mean, let's round up with the end tradition of these episodes and say, you know, what book or educational piece of content have you been consuming recently?
Yeah, so I literally just started a book now by an author, an academic named Bell Hooks. I forgot what the book is called again.
We Real Cool.
Black male masculinity. So yeah, it's just a book about masculinity and black men. And basically the premise of it, or the idea behind it, is how like the masculinity that we've been taught as black men has come from a white power structure, basically, because we've been taught it in Western nations. And it's not like we don't follow the traditional forms of masculinity that we would have been taught centuries ago in Africa. And even from when men were slaves, like when black people were slaves. So I'm only about 25, 30 pages in, but it's quite interesting at the start. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That's interesting because we missed this part, but you know, in the first take, we got into it quite a bit about like black people and, you know, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and so on and so forth. And I think it's an interesting topic, that male masculinity and what it was. What is it the kind of book leaning towards? Is it, you know, just like how, for example, hunting, that whole hunter mentality of having to hunt for your food, or like what sort of, you know, kind of direction does it lean in when it comes to like the traditional sense of male masculinity?
It's still early. I don't think I've read enough of the book to really be able to tell in that aspect, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah.
Educationally, I've been, to be honest, just leaning on to more just business stuff and just focusing on actually just like anything that can help with the business aspect of it. So just even like stuff about learning about finance companies or whatever, marketing, sales or whatever. But recently I'm just back on my health vibe again, like just that holistic health as well. So I think I want to get into that a bit more in terms of reading. But more so in terms of music, what have I been listening to is some good old NSG. And I think, yeah, they're underrated, man. They're underrated because they're like one of the best groups in the UK, especially for that vibe. You know what I mean? That vibe music, that good mood, positive energy, just dance and so on and so forth. Like, and I remember our guy Hardy Caprio, you know, big up Hardy. He brought me to one of his shows, and NSG was on the same show, right? And I remember seeing them perform and the energy and the way they kind of woke up the crowd. I was like, right, these are proper, so maybe check for them more. And then over the years, they're just cold. So I don't even know if they put anything out in a while, but you know how the UK game is a lot of politics with like records and stuff. But
yeah,
they're cold. So I've been listening to a lot of them, man. But that is us, the Mind Your Business podcast. Another episode we've got a guest coming on soon.
Yeah, next week we got a big guest coming. Someone that's been on The Apprentice. They've been on BBC, so that'll be exciting. It'll be good to have them come down. And if they're, it'll be good. If there are any guests you want us to have, different sectors, leave a comment because we got connections. We can make things happen. We might be able to pull some strings. So yeah, man, we're looking forward to getting more guests. Even just sitting back and looking at the conversations that we had with Fotozi was quite interesting. So yeah, man, it'll be exciting. It'll be fun to get more people down. But this next episode will be very interesting, especially for those of you that want to get into business, you want to get into public speaking, you want to make more money. We just spoke about making money. It'll be good, man. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Every little bit helps, just pushes the podcast a little bit further. Brick by brick, man. That's what it's all about. All right. Mind Your Business Podcast. Peace.